on the 2019 BMW R1250 RT. First of all, this bike is it's a complete package. Look at the handling, look at the cornering, and especially the boxer motor. It's so fast, so smooth. 1254cc boxer motor. You got the BMW telelever front suspension. Just look at how it dips down in this corner right here. Look at that. Oh shit. Woo! And you got quick shifter up, and you got quick shifter down. So very smooth. Smooth motor. Fly-by-wire throttle response. Look at the downshifts. You can do clutchless downshift or rev matching using the clutch and the throttle to downshift, whichever you prefer. This bike does it all. Look at the acceleration from the stop. No need for launch control. Woo! So smooth. Make this corner nice and turner. Hold its line really well. It's almost like a sport bike. Yeah, really smooth. Little rear brake spin there, but you got ABS brakes. Keeps the bike in line. It's a great touring bike, a sport touring bike. I actually prefer the R1250 RT platform, this platform, over the K1600, just because of the maneuverability. I mean, look at how it just find me a corner, and it just hugs the corner. You know, yeah, the weight, fully fueled, 615 pounds with all fluids ready to go. So it's a fairly light bike for a tourer. Great touring. You got power adjustable windshield. So I'm gonna raise the windshield now. You can kind of see here, offers very good wind protection. Again, this is considered a road tourer or a sport tourer. So you can kind of see how it acts on highway speeds. You can really log on hundreds and thousands of miles on this bike. And you've got all the feature comforts of a tourer. You've got dual heated seats for both driver and passenger. You got heated grips, and it's all controlled with this toggle right here. You can kind of see with the menu. You got dynamic electronic suspension, fully adjustable. You can go road or dynamic. I typically like to ride on dynamic, which is where it's at right now. Just the stiffer suspension I prefer, and the throttle response and the dynamic is a lot crisper. But again, you can leave it on road, and you can adjust it separately too as well. So you can have your suspension set to dynamic, and maybe you can have your throttle response set to road, or vice versa. So it's a very versatile bike. And we're just cruising along here, and you can kind of see how stable it is. Really good wind protection, no wind whatsoever to the front. A little wind buffeting maybe on my outside shoulders, and that's about it really. So great wind protection. So back to the menu here. You've got you've got a lot of information, electronics here that you can kind of toggle between. You know, you got your average fuel consumption here based on the speed that you're running. This is about the average that I've been averaging. It's about 37.6. The range, we got about 63 miles before the light turns on here. Actually turns on a little bit before that, but this one's the average speed. You got temperature settings, you got tire pressure, which is important, and this is actually the display that I like to leave it on, just so I'm aware of what my tire pressure is at all times. If you're losing pressure, that's probably good information to know, right? So this is actually a really good setting to leave it on, is to keep it on your tire pressure, because you just never know if you run over a nail and you're slowly losing tire pressure. You will see on the instrument information that your PSI is dropping. So really good information here for both front and rear tire. You've got a stopwatch, which I don't really use. You got oil level, electronic voltage, and or you can just leave it blank. But again, I like to leave it on tire pressure because I like to have that information right there on the screen at all times. And then you have your trip meters. You can do an auto trip where it resets automatically, or you can just do a trip 1, trip 2, and you can reset these. So all you got to do is just hold the toggle down, and then it resets to 0. Okay. Then you got your heated handles, your heated hand grips, that is, so you can go all the way to 5. I typically like, you know, in a really cold day, I'll leave it at maybe 2 or 3 bars, and I kind of just play around between those two, between the third and the second bar. I mean, anything more than that is just way too hot. I guess you can use it in certain parts of the country, right? But I wouldn't leave it there too long. Normally, you know, 2 or 3 is ideal for me. But then again, I am in California, so for those in the Midwest or other parts of the country, you can definitely play around with that higher bar settings. But for me, like I said, 2 and 3 bars is more than enough. Really good feature comforts to have on a Tourer. And at the same time, you have your audio settings, which there's actually a lot of information here that you can do on your audio, Bluetooth pairing, things like that. But I won't get into that right now. And then here's your. I keep that main screen in the dash there to a digital speedometer. It's really nice to, you know, I like to keep it on there, but you can also change that display to something else. Like you can have the RT logo on there if you wanted to, and just use the tack to determine your speed. But I like to have both the digital and the tack reading out the miles per hour there. The RPM gauge on the right is really useful. I mean, when you're trying to get, you know, the maximum acceleration from the bike, if you're trying to overtake a semi truck or what have you. The good thing about this is it's right there in your line of, you know, right there in your line of sight. Really easy to see what RPM range you're at, and if you're trying to get, you know, use that torque, you know, you can really watch your shift points. I mean, speaking of torque, I mean, this bike's got 105 pounds of torque, and I think it peaks out at, it really kicks in like at 6250 RPM is what they say. The horsepower, though, I mean, you got 136 horsepower on this boxer motor, and that's all the way up to like you know, I want to say like a 7,500 RPM range. So it just depends on what you're trying to do, but you know, really shifting at 6,500 RPMs if you're trying to just accelerate and overtake a semi, or if you're hopping on an on-ramp, using all that torque at that 6250 RPM range is going to get you moving, and it's going to get you moving real quick. And then again, you can take it up all the way to red line, but again, there's really no point to take it up to the, you know, to the red line, just under 9,000 RPMs. There's really no need to do that. I think if you really, you know, wanted to rev it a little, I mean, maybe at 7,750 RPM is good enough. But yeah, this boxer motor is awesome. 1254cc, variable shift cam. This is the new motor from BMW. It came out in 2019. All right, so there you have it, my long-term review of the BMW R1250 RT. This bike continues to impress me with its performance and agility, and it comes with a ton of feature comforts to travel in luxury. The main change for this model year is that new 1254cc motor with variable shift cam. This is a game changer, and if you're coming from a 1200, you will definitely feel the difference in power. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.